7 minutes after the hour of 7 o'clock, time for a look at the news for a Wednesday. It is the 13th day of September for 2017. Well, the Amador Planning Commission voted down approval of a controversial cell tower located east of Plymouth, but did vote to approve a log processing facility in Pioneer. The commission voted 4-1 to deny the permit for a cell tower located south of 16 between Carbondale and Willow Creek Roads. The tower, sponsored by AT&T Wireless, would have been 136 feet tall, funded under a federal program to provide high-speed internet service to rural areas. Now, opponents of the project turned out in large numbers, primarily neighbors to the potential site, objecting to the look of the tower and other concerns. The central issue of that discussion was the presence of an existing cell tower about a half a mile away. Both planning commissioners and residents urged that AT&T co-locate their facilities at the existing tower, but AT&T representatives insisted that the old tower would not allow them to serve enough homes as required by the federal program. The commission did overcome objections from neighbors to approve a timber processing facility on Highway 88 in Pioneer, though. Previously, the site of the old cedar mill, the new facility will be used to store and dispose of dead trees as the county confronts widespread bark beetle infestation. The commission imposed limits on the facility's hours of operations to help address neighbors' concerns over noise before approving the permit by a unanimous vote last night. And as harvest time approaches in the marijuana fields of Calaveras County, the Sheriff's Office Marijuana Enforcement Team assisted county code enforcement officers with the execution of marijuana abatement warrants at 2 unregistered marijuana cultivation sites on Monday. These sites were located in Burson and in Mountain Ranch. The abatement warrants were obtained after a civil hearing to determine if the Burson cultivation site was within the scope of Calaveras County's marijuana regulation and registration program. 977 marijuana plants totaling 2,600 pounds were eradicated from that location, where the property was found to have been littered with garbage and construction debris. Additionally, 303 plants were eradicated from the address in Mountain Ranch, where other possible code violations also existed. A second suspect has been arrested in connection with the recent Copperopolis boat thefts. According to the Calaveras County Sheriff's Office, last Friday, detectives and members of the Calaveras Sheriff's Marine Safety Unit served a second search warrant at a home in Oakdale. Detectives located additional stolen property from several of the reported thefts and the burglaries that occurred in the Copperopolis area between June and September of this year. Detectives also located close to a pound of methamphetamine in a vehicle, along with a semi-automatic handgun. The vehicle's owner was identified as Carlos Ivan Garcia from Escalon. The vehicle also contained stolen property from the Copperopolis thefts. The man was arrested and booked into the Calaveras County Jail on numerous charges. Calaveras Sheriff's detectives are continuing to investigate these crimes. They say that they have video surveillance footage that shows at least 4 male suspects were involved in some of the thefts. Anyone with information, please contact the Calaveras County tip line 754-6030. And thanks to some alert community members, Amador Sheriff's deputies arrested Michael Hedger II for being in possession of a stolen vehicle recently. According to the Sheriff's Department, Hedger, who was wanted on 2 outstanding warrants, was spotted inside the Martell Safeway on Sunday afternoon. Deputies were alerted, and when they arrived, they found Hedger driving the stolen vehicle. He tried to make a getaway, but was quickly caught in the nearby Lowe's parking lot. Hedger was arrested for outstanding warrants, possessing a stolen vehicle, resisting arrest, and for possession of a controlled substance. He was booked into the Amador County Jail. The stolen vehicle was returned to the rightful owner. Well, even though California doesn't depend much on the Gulf Coast to supply our gasoline, drivers in the Golden State are paying the highest gas prices in the U.S. this month, all in the aftermath of Hurricane Harvey. The storm, which temporarily shut down 25% of U.S. refining capacity, as it flooded Houston, drove the national average price of gasoline up 35 cents a gallon. In California, prices jumped by double digits across the state, with Northern California paying 18 cents more at the pump since the last survey on August 9th. California's average price for a gallon of regular unleaded is $3.16, the highest in the state since 2015. In Amador County, drivers are paying an average of $2.98 a gallon, and in Calaveras County, drivers are paying $3.10 on average for a gallon of regular unleaded. There is good news, though. Prices held steady over the last 5 days, and 3A reminds us that gas prices historically fall after Labor Day, so drivers should expect to pay lower prices, unless, of course, there's another disruption in the oil markets. And the Friends of the Amador County Library will be accepting donations of gently read books and audiovisual materials in good condition this Saturday from 10 to 2 at the group's book storage building on Summit Street in Jackson. This is located behind the old courthouse. Now, please, no magazines, VHS, or cassette tapes, or damaged materials. The Friends of the Amador County Library is a 501c3 organization. All donations are tax deductible, and if you want more information, you can give them a call at 267-0855. And that's a look at local news on this Gold Country Wednesday morning. Coming up at 8:30 and again at noon, Richard Forrester will update us on yesterday's Board of Supervisors meeting. From the KVGC News Center, I'm Jim Geedy reporting.